All right, guys, this is Kevin again. This is part two about avoiding poverty. Okay? Now, this is about credit card debt. Now, debt is slavery. There's a right way to use money, there's a right way to use credit, there's a wrong way to use credit. What I would recommend, and it's not financial advice, just an old man ranting just ranting, you know. I would go to something like Capital One. They're very free and easy giving credit line increases and stuff. But here's the trick: get a Capital One card. No matter if it's $200 or whatever, you immediately run up $120. You pay the minimum payment for 6 months. They evaluate your account every 6 months. You go from $200 to $500 up to $10,000, $20,000. Okay, let's say you get a $10,000 line of credit. Here's the question: why do you need an emergency fund when you got $10,000 in your pocket? Just because you got it don't mean you use it. Okay? So what you do is, they give you a nice line of credit, like $5,000, $10,000. Don't ever zero out a credit card. Find a charity, give like $25 a month to a food bank in your area. That way your card is always being used. What most people screw up is they pay off, the credit card to zero. You know, no. If the credit card company makes 20 cents, 30 cents, okay, they're in business to make money. They're not there to help you. All right, they're there to exploit you and abuse you. Okay, so this is like a backdoor way of having emergency money in your pocket at all times, which frees up your cash to put into the Roth. Once your Roth is funded for the year, you got play money. You can play with your money. Just because you live on a budget, it's it's a free, liberating way of living. Living prudent. It's just a wonderful way of living. So if I want to go on a cruise or something like that, $2,000, $3,000, okay, I'll go blow my card up $3,000, okay, and I'll pay $2,980 or whatever, or just pay the whole thing off. I might have the cash laying around, you know, but then I'll pay it off except for about $100. So if I blow $3,000, I'll pay them $2,900. Always leave a balance. Don't ever zero it out. I don't know why they said it. The utilization and all that other baloney. No, man, no, no. Once you pay it down, you know, they'll keep raising your credit limit. But always leave a small balance. And I do cash back. When I spend $1, I go to the grocery store and I get 3% back when I go to a grocery store. When I go to a restaurant, I get 1% back. When I travel, I get 3 to 13% back. And then I take that money that accumulates and I pay my bill for the month. If I got a minimum payment of $100 or whatever, well, I made $120 in cash back. I'm just using their money to pay them back. I don't really use a lot of cash. I budget $100 cash, so I always like to have $100 in my pocket. And I rarely use cash. I use my one Capital One credit card, because I like cash back. So I hope this helped you. But there's really no excuse for anyone to be poor in America. This is the one country in the world no one should be poor. And if you just try these simple little things, your financial life will change. This is Kevin. I'm out.